I've been working with Whole Foods since around 6.5 years ago. I was just living a fairly regular lifestyle, eating fairly regular food. It was mostly vegetarian, but I was eating a lot of processed foods. I didn't have any particular illnesses. I wasn't even concerned about diet at the time. I had to get rid of 95% of what was in my fridge, I discovered, because most of it was harmful processed foods with sugars, white flour and things like that. And replace it with living foods, predominantly living foods, lots of leafy greens. We were doing green juices, having lots of salad, and predominantly just moving out all of the processed food. The results I got was so impressive for myself that I just had to share it, and it naturally progressed from that, where we started a market stall in Byron Bay selling sort of gourmet raw food. So there was no heating involved, it was all whole foods, but we'd make delicious cakes, we'd make crackers, dehydrated foods. But the key element was it was unprocessed living food. Your body is intelligent, it's a self-healing mechanism. If you cut yourself, it heals by itself. Similarly, if you've been eating poor food and you start eating good food, your body will start healing itself. Normally I'd get a cold, a flu, a sinus infection every single year. So extremely good health, not getting sick, energy levels went through the roof. I dropped 2 to 3 hours sleep a night. 5 to 6 hours was absolutely plenty. So it's very clear this isn't going to heal anything. However, you may find that your body will start healing many conditions or ailments that have been troubling you. It is quite possible. I use the Oscar juicer every single day. Now I green juice 1 day a week, so I just green juice fast every Sunday. And what I do is I put through celery, cucumber, leafy greens. I might put through kale or lettuce. Even throw through some fresh turmeric, which has also got fantastic healing properties, some parsley, a little bit of carrot or apple just to make it more palatable. And I just drink maybe 2 to 3 litres of that every Sunday. And the beauty of that is you're getting a huge amount of nutrition without having to process all the fibre. Obviously, this juicer will take nearly all the fibre out, and it just gives your whole digestive tract a rest and your body a chance to really repair itself, because when we're eating food, a lot of our energy is going into digestion, an enormous amount. So it just gives it a little break. The body can actually do some repair work. The Oscar is great, it's very easy to use, it's easy to clean. I love that about it, because you can just open it and it's just got very few parts, and very easy to get in there and clean it out. So as far as juices go, it's my preferred juicer. I came across someone called Victoria Vitenko, who's a real pioneer in the living foods movement, health and nutrition movement. 15 years ago, her whole family was very ill. Victoria was obese. She had irregular heartbeat. Her husband had very bad arthritis. Her son was just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and her daughter had asthma. So she'd moved from Russia to America, started living the good life in America, eating the food, and they really paid the price. And then Victoria went away and put her whole family on raw foods. All of their conditions within 3 months had cleared. Her son was off diabetes, her daughter never had another asthmatic attack, and she shrunk, she dropped kilos of weight. Her husband's arthritis cleared up, and they ran a 10-kilometre road race 3 months after they went onto a raw food diet. But she found after about 7 years on a raw food diet, their health plateaued, their teeth weren't so good. She realised there was some imbalance in what they were eating. She eventually decided to study chimpanzees and go look at Jane Goodall's research into chimps and look at their diet, because they share 99.4% of our DNA. So perhaps we could learn something there. And she had a close look, and what was glaringly obvious in the chimpanzees' diet was that they eat 50% of their diet is fruits, so that's their carbohydrates. 40% is leafy greens and blossoms, and the rest is just pith, bark and insects. So you compare that to, say, the average American or Australian diet. We're eating about 3% of our diet is leafy greens, and we're eating a massive, around 40 to 50% in processed carbohydrates, pasta, bread, rice and things like that. She tried sitting down eating greens, she just couldn't do it, couldn't digest it. Next thing she thought, she had a very powerful blender, so she tried blending the greens. Now that went well, the greens blended up nicely, but as soon as she took off the lid, she could just smell chlorophyll and nearly made her vomit. So she was really sort of disappointed, and she she had to throw it out, and she kept researching and found out that chimpanzees would often wrap up a piece of fruit with a leafy green, a leafy green vegetable, and she thought, okay, I'm going to throw some bananas in. So she got all this kale, put it into it, blended it up, threw in some bananas, took off the lid. All she could smell was banana, or predominantly banana. She drank it, and she just couldn't believe it. She ended up drinking the whole blender full, and then made another one. And this to me is possibly one of the greatest health discoveries in a long, long time. On the Green Smoothie Challenge, we've had more than 5,000 participants go through it so far, and we've had hundreds of testimonials. And the things you can expect to happen on the Green Smoothie Challenge is improved elimination, so better bowel movements is something many people report. Just all that fibre, really gets people going. That's so important to health. Clearer skin is also another one that people report on a very frequent basis. More energy, so a lot of people find they've got energy for the rest of the day. Clearer thinking is another one. People sleep better, that's also another benefit of drinking green smoothies on a regular basis. People feel happier as well, they just feel lighter and happier. That's another common report. Some other things, some diabetics have found that they've been able to reduce their blood sugar. But I want to say that the green smoothie in itself reduce their insulin, but I want to say that the green smoothie in itself will not heal anything. Our bodies actually heal themselves. And when we start putting in nutrition that's actually meant for our body, that's going to really support our body will overcome many diseases. So it's very clear this isn't going to heal anything. However, you may find that your body will start healing many conditions or ailments that have been troubling you.